done. Even small changes like what we're doing here help in the long run, right? And so it will take time, but where LMB helps is really seeding the thought process, instilling a sense of discipline in people's lives to start thinking about food as local, not distributed by big mega corporations that have different objectives than food justice. Right. So I think, but education is a key part of it. And more people knowing outside of even the LMB membership that's here is an important piece. And each of us as members can do a better job of taking material like this and sharing it with our neighbors and others so they get involved. And the yard bins that were boxes that we're building in our backyards, if we can show that to more and more of our neighbors, that then helps educate them even more. So it helps in growing it and scaling it.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, education is a very important part of this. Let's see. Anyone else like to share? Alrighty. We can go to the next slide, which is more reflection and thinking about what we just talked about. So, so the reflection is going to be a head, heart, hands reflection. So we're going to start with, actually, everybody, if you want to get in a more comfortable position or however you best like to reflect or meditate. And we can start, you can open your eyes, close your eyes, whatever you want. So with your head, it's learn. So what did this make you think about? How does this relate to the work that you do through LMB?
This has made me think that we need a lot more work to continue happening, but thank you.
Mm-hmm. Sesh, your hand is still up. Is it for this?
Oh, sorry, I'll take it down. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. All right, we can move on to heart. It is feel. What resonated with you and what emotions did this bring up for you? Nicole.
My first feeling was surprise, then sadness and anger, and also excitement, because I'm excited to try and help advocate for all of these issues.
Who else would like to share?
I can share. When talking about like how it resonated with me, I definitely felt like I saw that a lot growing up, like the food deserts, right? Or like having just like a lot of access to like fast food restaurants instead of like produce, like fresh produce and stuff like that. You had to like go to like, you know, different stores and like drive for a while. So like that also meant like you had to have reliable transportation, like, or if you were gonna go take the bus, like you needed to like, you know, like not get so much. So I definitely think that like gardens and having community gardens is really like important.
Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? And then finally, hands, which is action. This is the most important one, so please really take time to think about this, and please share also. What actions can we as the LMB community take to combat this racism in our city council district? Yes, Nicole.
Maybe trying to contact our council person and open up a discussion, whether it be in Zoom or in person with the community about the injustices that are happening and making our council persons more aware. And also maybe even coming up with our own ideas to bring to the meeting or proposals. I know that in the original breakout room this morning, we were having a beautiful conversation with so many ideas happening. And one of the ideas that got brought up was by another member, and she was talking about possibly incorporating the homeless and the mentally disadvantaged into doing more urban gardening. And I thought that was a beautiful idea. So just continuing to bring new ideas to light and continue to bring this to the attention of the people who are in charge. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Nicole. Who else would like to share their actions? Yes, Aditi Sesh.
Yeah, it's actually Joy. She's still on this call, but during the earlier breakout, she had this idea. So I'll share that here. We have very little water left here in the state of California, basically the west coast of the United States, right? The western states are all suffering from a drought. So the gardens that we all have, the lawns, right? So this idea that those lawns could be replaced with vegetable beds, right, that require less water in general than pure lawns, right, to sustain them. And if you combine them with some sort of rain harvesting system, and whatever little rain we do get, you make it even more sustainable. And by the way, we're certainly doing that at our house. Even the front lawn is gone.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Nicole?
Yes, in response to what Aditi was saying, I totally agree with that. And we've been also talking and thinking about the water restrictions and the drought that's happening here so terribly. And what I think is another good idea, and some other members also have been discussing, is getting in contact possibly with the San Jose Water Company and having them maybe help us urban gardeners such as, La Mesa Verde, get gray water ready to be more efficient and to also kind of set and lead the example for the rest of the community in hopes that, one day all of us soon can be running the most efficiently by using gray water. So thanks for bringing that up.
Dale?
Yeah, hi. This may sound kind of basic and maybe, a little corny, but I think for me, it's a big thing. And that's just the joy of gardening, getting in touch with your wild side, and communing with nature. And, I guess I go back to the 60s, when I think this way. But for me, I feel, so comfortable when I'm out in my garden and all my worries go away and, I'm all focused on the natural environment, which I think is, for me, great. And for this area, especially, people are really out of touch with that. They go around in their busy lives, commuting back and forth to work. And when they get home, they sit down and meditate on the TV. And I do that at times too, but getting out there and getting your hands dirty and getting in touch with the earth is pretty important. And I think it's something that people have neglected for the most part.
Thank you, Dale, for sharing. Moria?
Yeah, this is it's something that people wouldn't necessarily consider directly an action because it's about voicing opinions and viewpoints. But something I think that we can do to combat racism in general in the world is to understand that the economic factors in our society are built in order to not serve everyone's needs. They are built in order to serve only a limited set of people's needs. So something that we can do is understand and communicate with others that there's a deep connection between overall economic systems and the effects on people of any race or any category we would want to make, any kind of category. And so what I would say in particular relative to the city council is that we can continue to communicate that we want everyone's needs to be served. And as an example of that, I will say that I live near homeless people and that I continue to be disturbed by the city's actions of making people continue to move. And that I voice that when I can. I don't voice it super frequently, but I do voice it when I can. And I'm aware there's an alternative viewpoint, that I don't see it as helpful when the city forces people to move from where they are camping and destroys their homes. I also garden at a San Jose community garden, and we are having some water issues that are based on issues with the homeless people who camp near us. And I have yet to talk to my city council person about that, but I'm really stressed about how to make clear that I think we need solutions that serve everyone's needs. And I think that that's the basic principle. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Maria. Thank you everyone who's shared so far. This is great. So please keep sharing. Barbara?
So, yeah, I think it's everything that everyone has said seems really important, and, you know, contacting our representatives of the city and our city council members. And I think we're all aware that they don't always listen, even though we share with them. And they'll listen to those who speak the loudest, meaning sometimes those who have money, or however they choose to listen. And it feels really important. One of the most important things that I want to do, and of course that I see LMV doing also, is sharing what we know and what we've experienced and what we're doing with our community gardens with our neighbors and with others. And because that way we'll have more people who show up to the city council. I think what we do is really important, the more we are, the louder our voice is, and the more impact we'll have to get response from our city council people. That's just the way it works. You know, whatever is louder, and the more people that contact them, or we go in a group, or more people do it, they'll listen more. So anyway, I feel like all the sharing that we do, I really like the idea of having the community garden in the front yard. So neighbors will ask, they'll become more aware. And as food prices go up, you think, oh gosh, you can raise your own stuff. Look, I can go and get my lettuce right in my own yard rather than having to go and buy it. And just get that idea and that experience circulating more in the community, then we'll have more voices to approach our city council members with. So anyway, that's just one of the things that came up for me in this discussion.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, elections are coming up. So I don't remember who mentioned it, but Marcia, vote and talk to your city council members, see where they stand and vote. It's very important. So this is just more opportunity to share. We have about 4-ish more minutes until we have to start the survey, but we can continue sharing during that. So just how have you seen racism impact your community? How have you seen racism impact the food system specifically? And any more reflections on the Asian American and Pacific Islander video that we watched at the very beginning? Dale, I see you unmuted yourself.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've noticed in this area especially is, and it probably has a lot to do with the history of Hispanics in this area and how they've been oppressed in many ways, and how because of that, I think gangs sprouted up like weeds in our society. And that's just super sad. I've seen so much, so many of these people just throw away their lives, and it's just, it's heartbreaking. And maybe, you know, there would be, there could be a program to help them, you know, garden to get maybe a better sense of what life could be. I don't know. But it's, you know, I have Hispanic friends, and they tell me about their families and how, you know, their family members get involved in gangs and stuff. And it's just really a tragedy, social tragedy. I don't know if there's something we can help to make a difference in that area.
Thanks for sharing. Tao?
I think like thinking about sort of the origins of the United States and how it specifically started off with the stealing of land. I think one of the ways to actually bring a racial justice to the forefront of our conversations is how do we return land to Indigenous folks and Black folks who the government and various corporations have stolen the land from. Yeah, because I think that's what it really goes down to. Like, can you really have a garden? Because I rent where I live, right? And I think I would love to set up a lot of different things, but what if I have to move? You know, all that work to go into making something so beautiful for myself only for it to be taken away because somebody else owns the land. And yet they're not the ones who are making it better. They just happen to have had the money to buy it and now they're making profit, right? And so what are policies that, if we're talking on the city council level, what are policies the city council level can enact to make sure that people aren't displaced and that they also have the opportunity to, you know, use city money because it is our tax dollars at the end of the day, and to purchase back land or to take back some land and put it in under community control so that there could be more urban gardens, and besides urban gardens, whatever folks feel like they need. Yeah, so just thinking about the origins and really looking at the roots of our racist system, it really, a lot of it comes back down to stolen land and stolen people.
Thank you so much, Tao, for sharing. I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to send the survey link. Please, please, please fill it out. It is very important for us. Also, please keep this conversation going if you have any more to share. I completely forgot to start recording. So I'm just, in the time we have left, just go through the slides just so they're on video. The discussion was recorded, so I think that's more the important part. But I'm just going to do that. So please keep discussing. Oh, there's lots of chats. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Aditi, yes, we're doing Sesh, we're doing food as medicine next, the gardening. Let's see. Okay. Nicole, I'll come right back to what you shared here. Okay. All right. Okie dokie. There is the link, I believe. Please let me know if it is not. Should be racism in the food system. Let's see. Nicole said, gardening has helped most of us gardeners with depression and mental health as well as physical health by working our gardens. Great point, Dale. David Cohen is a great rep and calls back, is open to input. Awesome. I agree. United, we have better chance at change. There's power in numbers. My neighbors and I share what we grow as well as grow different as well. As we all grow different things, and having my garden in the front has opened up the community conversations here in our neighborhood. Yes. Fun fact, Nicole's garden was one of the first ones I visited here. I think I went on my second day here. And yes, he shared about how a lot of people stop by your garden because it's right there in the front. And I think that's great. But please keep discussing, please. Thank you, Nicole. That's very nice. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now. Ooh, nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sweet. 16 of us here and 10 people have done it. It's perfect. Please do fill that out though. Is anyone having issues with the survey or is everybody okay? Good, good. Thank you, everybody that's filled it out. We're at 11. Can you imagine if we get all 16? I get to rub it in Fernando's face. So please, everybody, fill it out. Thank you, Beverly.
Brianna, I don't want to fill it out because I came super late and I think it would be like kind of misleading for me to fill it out. So I just wanted to let you know that's why I'm not filling it out. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like between other things and I'm like, we'll be here just a short time. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for letting me know.
Sure.
I think we've always encouraged everyone to fill out the forms though, so you can, if you felt like it the questions are so easy, sometimes they're so easy. So take a look at it and then make sure it doesn't have that conflict. Because everyone's input, I think we always welcome 5-minute attendees or full-time attendees as best we could encourage everyone. And that's just a bit of encouragement. Hi.
All right, so we can, I'll go back to the main room. We're supposed to be there about 3 minutes ago. But yes, please, whoever hasn't filled those out yet, please fill them out. Moria, I agree with Beverly, but I also completely agree with you as well. So whatever you feel most comfortable doing is okay. So yeah, we can all go reconvene in the main room with the special presentation that's going to be amazing from the Stanford researcher. So thank you all. I'll see you in there.
Thank you.